Straight ahead on WBKB, a Michigan COVID recovery plan has been unveiled.
Plus, find out who's gearing up for their 150th anniversary, and the city of Alpena announces a new department.
You are watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Stewart.
And I'm Tyler Cruz. Well, Governor Whitmer plans to attend the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris tomorrow in Washington, D.C. Whitmer is currently serving as co-chair of the Presidential Inaugural Committee and was recently nominated as vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. In a statement, Whitmer says the country is ready for a leader who listens to medical experts and works on behalf of hardworking Americans. She also said, quote, "I am honored to attend the inauguration of President-elect Joseph R. Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, and ready to begin working closely with each of them to fight this virus, save lives, and put the country back on track." Our station will be broadcasting President Biden's inauguration on ABC tomorrow. Biden and Harris are expected to be sworn in a little after 12 noon. A Northern Michigan native has been chosen to lead Joe Biden's Federal Emergency Management Agency. Deanne Criswell is a Manistee County native and a graduate of Manistee Catholic Central. She worked with FEMA from 2011 to 2017 and was a member of Colorado's Air National Guard. She is currently the commissioner of the New York City Emergency Management Department. In a statement, Criswell said that she looks forward to this incredible opportunity at this pivotal time in our nation's history.
Well, Governor Whitmer announced Tuesday the Michigan COVID recovery plan to grow the state's economy and help end the COVID-19 pandemic. Governor Whitmer outlined her plan during a virtual press conference this afternoon.
The Michigan COVID recovery plan is focused on 1, protecting public health, 2, getting our students back on track, and 3, jump-starting our economy.
The governor says her plan calls for $225 million to help stabilize the small business community and provides grants to high-tech startups. Whitmer says she is calling on partners from the state and federal level to work with her to help jumpstart Michigan's economy.
Well, the city of Alpena has formed a new department to cover planning and development and zoning within the city. With the retirement of building official Don Gilmet, the Planning, Development, and Zoning Department has been formed, combining 2 previous departments, the Building Department and the Planning and Zoning Department. The department will be located on the ground floor of Alpena City Hall and is responsible for the enforcement of building code, administration of the zoning ordinance, city planning functions, and administration of the Planning Commission, and much more. The department's director, Andrea Cares, says the staff looks forward to a productive 2021, serving residents now that City Hall is back open.
Well, Rogers City Downtown Development Authority met early Tuesday to discuss several issues of business, including upcoming plans for celebrating Rogers City 150th anniversary. Presque County, which includes Rogers City, will celebrate the anniversary of the area as a community in 2021. The DDA said plans are underway, which includes putting together a committee to help plan summer events. Also discussed were the DDA's efforts to apply for a bid in the Michigan Main Street program. That program assists communities interested in revitalizing and preserving their traditional commercial districts. DDA members say while the process to earn a bid is tedious, their commitment is a huge factor in being part of the program.
Is the board active, and are they participating, and are they going to support this initiative? That's critical.
And the organization plans to submit their bid application for Michigan Main Street in July of 2021.
Well, applications for small business survival grants opened this morning. The state of Michigan has allocated $55 million to implement the Michigan Small Business Survival Grant Program. Business owners in Northeast Michigan can apply online starting today and through Friday, January 22nd. That is the deadline. Applicants must have less than 100 employees and can demonstrate a clear loss of income. According to Director of Economic Development Mike Mahler, businesses affected by the COVID restrictions are also eligible.
This program was really designed to help small businesses that were impacted by the mask orders that took place, that went into effect in November. You know, so they basically shut down restaurants and bowling alleys and those kinds of places because of the mask order. This grant program is really designed with those businesses in mind.
And Target Alpena will manage fund distribution for businesses in Alpena, Alcona, Iosco, Sheboygan, and Presque Isle counties. Mahler says even though they currently have 14,000 applications in the queue, you are still encouraged to apply. He says grants are not given on a first-come, first-served basis. Businesses can find application resources at michiganbusiness.org/survival.
Well, Governor Gretchen Whitmer has proclaimed today, January 19th, as the National Day of Racial Healing in the state of Michigan in conjunction with others throughout the United States. In 2020, Governor Whitmer took steps to ensure that everybody had a seat at the table by creating the Black Leadership Council and the Michigan Coronavirus Task Force on Racial Disparities. The governor also signed an executive directive recognizing racism as a public health crisis and required all state employees to take implicit bias training. In a statement, the governor said, quote, "We each have a role to play in changing this state and country for the better." Well, there's more news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, a report on Monday's vaccination clinic at the Alpena Mall.
Wednesday afternoon, those winds coming out of the south-southwest, and because of that wind direction, we will see an end to lake effect snow. Temperatures tonight becoming quite cold. We're heading down into the teens this evening. By early tomorrow morning, I'm expecting lows around 11 degrees for the Alpena area. Morning temperatures in the teens. By tomorrow afternoon, our temperatures will climb into the mid-20s, getting warmer for Thursday, but the warmth is not going to last. I'll let you know when our next blast of cold air is going to move in, also when our next chances of snow showers will move in, coming up later in the newscast.
And thank you for that, Ellie. Well, District Health Department number 4 held a COVID-19 vaccination clinic at the Alpena Mall yesterday. DHD4 also hosted a clinic in Sheboygan. 560 people in Alpena were vaccinated and 530 received their shots in Sheboygan. On Friday, DHD4 will be hosting another vaccination clinic on Friday in Presque Isle County. The clinic will be held at the Case Township Community Center in Millersburg at 5561 Main Street. Clinics are by appointment only, and for more information, you can visit www.dhd4.com/COVID-19.
Well, a new study looks at parenting behaviors during the pandemic and the link between heart disease and fried foods. Elise Preston has a look at some of the day's top health stories.
Eating fried foods is associated with an increased risk of major heart disease and stroke. That's according to new research in the journal Heart. Scientists also found the risk increased with each additional weekly serving. Researchers in Britain say a simple, inexpensive test can help identify those at risk of developing colorectal cancer. It's called the fecal immunochemical test. The study found patients whose tests came back positive were much more likely to be diagnosed with colorectal cancer within 12 months than patients whose tests came back negative. And a study on the impact of the pandemic on child development finds allowing kids to make more of their own decisions contributes to positive well-being. Researchers in Germany found that autonomy-supportive parenting was also linked to better outcomes for the parents. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, and like you said, Ellie, I choose to eat my snacks inside.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that furball, it's Tuesday, and that's Pets of the Week. Kent Davis has more on Snowball, Oakley, Clove, and Augusta. Check it out.
Today's Pets of the Week features someone who will be very useful around the house. Let's take a look.
Meet Snowball. This 2-year-old gal loves to cuddle, but more than that, she loves to hunt. You can tell by the way she plays that she'd make a good mouser. Snowball gets along very well with other cats and would love an active family to play with. Next, let's meet Clove. She's almost 3 years old and not much of a mover or shaker. Globe is very much a lab cat who enjoys finding her favorite spot and napping there for hours. Now let's say hello to Oakley. She's still very shy, but she has a playful side when given enough space. Oakley has a very soft and fluffy coat of fur that is a delight to pet. She'd love a chance to get to know you one-on-one. Finally, let's check back in on Augusta. Augusta is a very cuddly gal who can be identified by her little goatee and her mittens. You're not seeing things, Augusta has extra toes. She's very affectionate and loves attention.
And remember, you can learn more about adoption by visiting HuronHumaneSocietyInc.org. You give me a little beard? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, and Tuesday's going to be my favorite day of the week because of
know,
those
the
stories.
pets.
Well, sports is coming up next, but first, Jake Vanderbrook is in with a preview. Jake, what's going on?
Hey Tyler, 3 area athletes have been named finalists for the MHSAA Student Scholar Athlete Awards for this school year. Find out who those 3 finalists are. Plus, what do you hear? What do you say? The new Lions general manager has arrived. You'll hear from him from his first press conference with the media up next in sports.
And welcome back. Before we go tonight, I wanted to share this. Well, Oscar Mayer is looking for hot doggers for hire. In other words, someone to drive the Wienermobile from coast to coast. The Wienermobile was out of commission in 2020 due to COVID-19, but guess what, people? It is back. The company is hiring out of Chicago, Illinois, but they're looking for someone to drive their hot dog-shaped vehicle across the country for a year. Oscar Mayer says the ideal hot dogger is creative, friendly, exuberant, and a college graduate with good social media skills and an appetite for adventure. The Wienermobile has evolved since its debut in 1936, and now you can find up to 6 of them driving around the USA at any given time. Applications are due by January 31st, so go get your buns online. And you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
Or be sure to check us out on our Facebook page and Twitter handle at WBKB11.
And that's all we have for you this evening. Be sure to catch us back here tonight at 11 with Stephanie Manici. Have a great evening.